Good evening, everybody. This is Meteorologist Andrew Pineiro with this late but weekend outlook forecast. Now, today it was a pretty rainy day, miserable day. It was pretty cold, and it's going to flip 180 degrees for tomorrow. Now, today, because of this just cold day, I made a nice little chicken soup for myself and the wife. It smells really good right now. But otherwise, it was just like an indoors day that really wasn't doing too much. Besides just, looking at the weather. Alright, so, speaking of the weather, what are we going to be expecting? Well, we're going to be expecting tomorrow the temperature to shoot up pretty high. We're going to see these temperatures getting into the upper 50s to maybe around 60 degrees in some spots. So we do have quite a bit of a flip happening. So let's head over to the computer here and let's talk about it. All right, so at the desk here, let's start taking a look at some weather maps very briefly here. And we're going to start with the weather story for the day for tomorrow, which is going to be, again, as I was mentioning, a 180 flip from today, where we're seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Maybe a couple areas, maybe around Newark, could see a little over 60 degrees. So the wet weather leaves on Sunday, as I was mentioning before, and we'll take a look at some of the model data in a second. But it's going to look like a pretty sunny day. However, it's going to be a breezy day. So the winds are in the process of shifting right now from the colder, like northeasterly kind of winds or off the ocean winds to a westerly wind, which is going to bring in a lot of warmer weather or more mild weather from the west. But when that happens, we are going to be seeing breezy conditions. Winds in the morning look like 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds, maybe gusting up to potentially up to 30 in some spots. Now, I don't think we're going to have any record highs, but they do put them here. So some of the record highs in the area in 2021, it looks like the record high for tomorrow was set at 82 degrees. I remember 2021 at March 26th, it was 82 degrees. I was like, oh, okay. Record low was 20 degrees in 1960. So trending a little bit warmer. And again, this is just one data point, but we're seeing a little bit more of that. Anyway, sunrise 6:50 a.m., sunset 7:14 p.m. It's in that period of the year where we're seeing the sunrise and sunset change very rapidly now. All right. So now I did just want to mention briefly from last night into today, we were seeing that severe weather out west. It's made its way pretty much through and it's dying down now. This is from today. There was a slight risk in Pennsylvania and New York, along with a couple areas in like Alabama, Georgia, but that's pretty much going to be over with. And as I mentioned with the sunny weather, there's just nothing, no risk of any kind of severe weather for tomorrow in the Northeast. However, if we look a little bit more south, Louisiana, Mississippi, there is an enhanced risk, even going into Alabama there. So those three states, there's an enhanced risk. So if you are watching from that area, definitely keep an eye out or an ear out for any of severe weather potentials out there. All right, so what I want to bring up now is the radar here. So this is the national radar. We are seeing this kind of big shrimp or comma that is the storm making its way out. Most of it's out into just Canada for the most part. And this area of nothing on the radar, all that clear air, is what's making its way on in for tomorrow. What I also want to talk about is the water vapor imagery here. So it's always kind of fascinating to see the satellite imagery with this, but all of this yellow and orange, that's dry air. So we are seeing drier, more stable air coming in through the tri-state region. We have one last little burst of maybe a shower here or there overnight, But once that makes its way out, we have nice clearing overnight into tomorrow. All right, so let's start taking a look at the forecast models, stopping first on the good old tropical tidbits here. So once that system makes its way out by 8 a.m., now that we're in daylight saving time, it is completely clear. We have a 1020 millibar high, so a nice high pressure system. But because that low is still nearby, we have that higher pressure gradient where these isobars get very close together. And when that's happening, we see those breezy conditions. So it's westerly flow, so it's going to be a more mild wind, but it's going to be windy nonetheless. That's going to be through your day on Sunday, even into Monday. But going overnight Sunday into Monday, the wind dies down a little bit, it looks like. And then later in the day, on Monday, overnight Monday, really into Tuesday as well, we have our next system. And this is where spring is a roller coaster. So we go from very mild 60-degree weather to overnight Monday into Tuesday. Lots of heavy rain, maybe near the freezing point, so a cold rain. And then those higher elevation areas, once you just get a little bit more out of the Hudson Valley or up into, say, Sussex County, there's a potential there for some mixing going on. This is more so, again, in the higher elevations, more upstate New York and a little bit into northern Pennsylvania. And then behind that, it looks like it clears out, but also it's pretty breezy again throughout the day on Tuesday. Now, I don't want to go too much into this because I want to make this fairly brief, but for the most part, once this system from today makes its way out for the rest of the weekend, Sunday is going to be the day to enjoy. Just keep in mind, it's going to be a breezy day. Breezy but mild. Now, just a quick peek at the pivotal weather site here for the Euro. It's kind of showing the same thing. The 540 line, it starts to make its way north, meaning it's more mild. Although they're not directly related, the thickness lines and the temperature lines. So going into tomorrow at 8 a.m., it looks like tightly packed isobars there, so pretty breezy, as we were expecting, but clear, and it looks like that warmer weather is making its way on in. And then going into Monday, same thing until later in the day, Monday into overnight. There's those little patchy areas of some frozen precipitation. All right, come back to here on Tropical Tidbits. We're not going to go through every model. Just want to show you very briefly here the NAM. And the NAM, 12 kilometers specifically. Doing that same thing, once that system makes its way out and clears out, that pressure gradient starts jumping up with that 1019, 1020 millibar high. So that's what's going to keep the air clear for tomorrow, but it's going to be, again, mild and breezy. So not a bad looking day, not a bad feeling day. Again, just keep in mind the wind. Then going into Monday, this shows in the overnight hour. So that's 8 p.m. Monday. That's where the showers start coming in and some of the frozen precipitation, yep. So Sullivan County, Orange County, Sussex County there, they all can see a little bit of maybe some frozen precipitation. So, again, it's spring, roller coaster of weather. And then the last thing I want to show you here is going to be the moss data. So I had that pulled up. Bring that back up here. And this is where, again, we're seeing that roller coastering. So it's going to be, this is for Islip, 59, Newark, 63, 61 for the high, White Plains, 58, 58. So upper 50s to the low 60s there. And then it's going to switch. So we go from a high of, say, again, back to Islip here, 59, going to a high of 52 to a high of 47. So we're then declining down through Wednesday. Then Wednesday's high going back up to 51, then down to 48, 46, 59. So this week is going to be a pretty roller coaster like week for temperatures. And again, the average specifically for Islip here is 54 for our normal high. Newark is 56. So we're not too far off the average in terms of the climate data. White Plains, the Climo data says 54. So again, not too far off. All right, so that pretty much wraps up this video here. Quick little peek at the maps. So that's really going to be it for the weekend outlook forecast here. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day, a mild day, a nice spring-like day, but keep in mind the wind. And then going into Monday night, or late Monday into Monday night, more showers coming in from most of the area, except those higher elevation areas can see a little bit of frozen precipitation. And then throughout most of the week ahead, we're seeing that roller coastering of temperatures. All right, so that wraps up this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to get the latest weather forecast, feel free to hit that subscribe button below and the little bell icon right next to that so you get notified whenever I upload a video like this or I go live. This is Meteorologist Andrew Pineiro. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you all in the next video.